Boom. That's the start.
All right.
We're here.
And we're
being at one.
yeah.
It's almost one. Being at one at one.
Sunday service.
Sunday service. What were we? We were talking something before it even started. What was it we were laughing at? My brain's something. We said something. Can't remember. Oh yeah, the head thing. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
What head thing? What are you talking about? Is Bubbles back in town?
Bubbles dropped this off actually for me. It's if you can't see, that thing goes on your head, right? But can you hear that buzz? This thing, it buzzes. I was telling him it gets your eyes fluttering. I'm kind of like a dog with it, the head thing. The cabeza.
Dude.
You know, well, Mexican word of the day, not being racist. I love these things, dude. It's not racist either, because a Hispanic man does it, you know. Do you know what it is today? So, what do Mexicans use to cut their pizza?
I don't know.
Little Caesars.
Little Caesars. Nice.
Yeah, man. Or what was the one? Wyoming. I watched this guy on TikTok, and he's like,
Wyoming.
Yeah, Mexican word of the day. Wyoming. Wyoming. He's like, all the hot sauces got Wyoming. Yeah. What did you want to do? There was something. What's that thing we were talking about too before? What is play on of word or
yeah, so
words
just
with
a
friends?
Word association game.
Word association.
Yeah, so our goal is to be at one word.
Be it one word.
Yeah. So yeah, we just get to the same word.
Yeah, we'll have to do a few rounds maybe. So with all due respect, kick us off. And it's first word that comes to your head, right?
Well, yeah,
like,
no,
boom,
we'll think of a word.
Or do you have to think for a moment?
Like you think of your own word, I'll think of my own word. When we got it, we'll go.
Okay.
All right.
We got to sync up like women on their period right now. Sync up with me, man. Watch sync.
I got my word. Do you got your word?
Do you?
Yeah.
Shoot. Now I'm thinking too hard. I got it.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Avocado.
Jacket.
Whoa.
So jacket and avocado.
A little off.
So
a little off.
What word can you think of that'll get us closer? Jacket and avocado. Jacket. Avocado.
Do I say it now or do we count down?
No, we'll say it at the same time. Do you have a word?
I do.
Shit.
It's nothing big either. It's super simple.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Guacamole.
Person. Oh, shit. We moved opposite directions.
You went person?
I did, because I thought jacket, avocado, somebody wearing a jacket buying an avocado. I built a story in my mind.
Good.
A little. Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Okay, yeah.
I took jacket out of it.
See,
I just went to guacamole. Okay, so guacamole in person. All right. I got one. We kind of started. Okay.
All right.
1, 2, 3. Mexican.
Fiesta. Oh, we're getting closer.
Yeah. Oh, fiesta and Mexican. Damn. Oh, shit. I mean,
I got the word.
I don't think I'm going to get us closer with this one.
Think about it. What is that? You know, think about both words together. That's kind of what I was doing. Like, I'm guiding it. I'm on my path, dang it.
Okay, hold on. Person, fiesta.
Mexican fiesta.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Is what
Mexican fiesta.
Which sounds like a great time.
I mean, yeah. See, just the only word that keeps coming up just isn't the way you're gonna go, I don't think.
It might be.
Hold on.
At 1.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Family.
Piñata.
Ah.
Ooh, hold on. You said family. Let's stick with family on this one. I got it. I got it. Yeah, just There's one family that comes to mind. So,
Are you thinking
one
like
Mexican family that comes to mind.
we just won?
All right, 1, 2, 3. Escobars.
Garcia's. Ah, see?
Fuck.
There's multiple that I love, man,
I
because you said
know.
ones that I love. Dude, I love,
I
dude.
didn't say love.
I'm
Just
name
that comes
dropping
to
a little,
mind.
though, that Andrea makes the best tamales ever.
Yeah.
And Rosa at Escobar's and her family, awesome people. Awesome people, dude. Like, I love.
So what did they both
Canab
just do?
didn't have that.
What did they both do that we love that you just said? 1, 2, 3. Food.
Food. Yeah. Okay.
All right. We got
Okay.
there. We got there.
And they do make amazing food. Well, I do love, dude, alone, the Hispanic culture is one of my favorites. Like,
Yeah.
going way back to even their ancestors with the Mayans and Aztecs, like,
Well,
really cool people.
The Mexicans don't have like a direct lineage, right? That's why they're
Yeah, Spain.
a mix.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's what I heard. Is that
Huh.
it's a mix. It's like a mix.
Like Spain came to South America and made their way to Mexico, kind of thing.
Yeah.
That is.
I never looked into it, but I heard that one day and I was like,
Oh, I
oh,
love
shit.
it. That's cool,
Interesting,
dude.
yeah.
I just love that their culture. It's like good food, good music, and family.
Well,
And those are the three things you just need. And
Yes.
family, like Fast and Furious, you know, like Dom says, family is who we welcome in. Like, you know. So, good food, good music,
Fast and the
and
Furious.
family. Oh, I love those movies. Up until like, dude, I didn't know they have like 10 now.
Yeah, bro.
I lost it after Tokyo Drift, to be honest.
I never seen Tokyo Drift actually, but I've
See-
seen a lot after Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift was like the detachment, but that was like
Yeah.
the one where I was like, I'm over this.
Yeah.
And then I did watch Fast Five. That's in like Rio, I think. It's
Yep.
just so astronomical, dude. If you understand cars and physics, it's a Michael Bay movie. I'm like, when I was
doesn't
a,
make sense.
yeah, when I was a kid, it still kind of didn't. Like when they flipped the thing, their little cover, and hit the NOS, and it, and you see it pumping in the car. So fake.
Yeah.
So fake, dude. But it was not so fake that it, like, you were still with it.
Wasn't that it wasn't possible.
It was an undercover cop trying to catch these crooks. And
Yeah.
it was kind of fun. It was like, oh, this is
R.I.P.
like,
dude.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to Paul Walker, bro.
right?
He's under something now.
He's, dude, I don't know.
Underground. That's
Yeah, well.
what I was saying.
Hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge,
Okay.
and I'm thinking.
All right, Creed.
Creed, dude.
Yeah.
I always think that. Maybe 6 feet ain't so far down. It's like,
It's not that far, actually.
it's not, but I swear on God, I'll say it like these new kids say it. On God,
Yeah.
if my family puts me in a box, if you guys are all listening, just freaking put me in the dirt. Like, I don't want to be in a box, man, ever. Like, I want to, the cool thing to me is Native Americans, actually, dude. Like, back in their time, their ancestors, their grandfathers, like grandmothers,
Yeah.
when they knew it was their time to pass on, they would wake up in the village, in the tribe. They wouldn't tell anyone usually, and they would just go on a walk. Japan calls them a shinrin yoku, yoku, and it's a nature walk, is what that means. Shinrin yoku. And so the natives, yeah, when they felt it was their time, they didn't tell anybody. They didn't want some big thing. They just got up, in their mind, sent the love to the people of the tribe, of the village, and then went on their nature walk. And then became one again with nature, because then the wolf ate them, the mountain lion, they decomposed to dirt. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's how
Interesting.
I would want to, honestly. I don't want some mourning, like,
Yeah.
nah, celebrate.
You don't want like
Celebrate.
there isn't the ego side of you that's like has thought about how many people are gonna show up to your funeral.
You know, I've had that thought, yeah, but that was
Yeah.
years ago, and now
Yeah.
the new thought has become, does that matter?
Yeah.
I'd rather have the people in this time know that I love them, and that's enough. You know, and I don't need their words in a sense. Like,
Yeah.
that's their world interpretation of another being in their world.
Do you
And so,
do you want to be cremated or not?
no, yeah, no. I want
So
to
I
want to
think it
go
would be
back
cool
to
if-
the dirt. Like, I want to go back to the dirt. What I am, I want to be. You know, and like,
What if your family like had you sitting on the stand
yeah,
with a guitar?
see, that'd be. And had a sign above me that says, "Give us this day. Give us this. What is it? Give us this.
We'll play for tips.
What is it though? The saying, "Give us this." Yeah, "Give us this day our daily bread" is the Bible saying, I think,
Okay.
right? And I
Sure.
saw one, and me with the guitar, you made me think of it, man, 'cause
Give us this day we shred.
oh, you're close. You are close, actually. So it is, yeah, "Give us this day our daily shred."
There you go.
And this guy
Yeah.
drew onto the add-on, like, yeah, man. I love, like, if you think that, you know, the higher power, whether it's Buddha, God, you know, to you, whatever, like Krishna, there's all sorts of different tie-ins and beliefs. I think that that being has the best sense of humor on anything ever.
Yeah.
Personally, yeah, I personally do. Like, love is joy and funny and laughter, you know, and
Yeah.
like, to me, I love, it's kind of a negative song, but Depeche Mode has a song called Blasphemous Rumors that, like, you know, growing up, my dad always played Depeche Mode, and like, he'd joke and be like, "Depressed Mode,"
Yeah.
you know, because their music is kind of lower,
Yeah.
but the lyrics in the chorus are like, "I don't want to start any blasphemous rumors, but I think that God's got a sick sense of humor, and when I die, I expect to find him laughing." And it's kind of like, huh. Like, if you view it, I mean, I have a sick sense of humor. You do too. I bet
Hell
most
yeah.
people listening, we have those intrusive thoughts, and we are from the Creator, and so it's like, the Creator's got the best sense of humor ever.
Yeah.
Like, and
Yeah.
when you tap into it and aren't labeling things, dude, I'll watch Gia, and I'll start laughing, because I'm not labeling her as a dog. I'm just watching and observing her, and I'm like, you are funny.
Yeah.
Like, she'll move her paw, like, nudge me, and like, she's pretty animated with it, and it's cool.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Do we want to keep doing the play on words? The
Yeah.
word.
1, 2, 3.
Word.
Door. Oh, you didn't say a word.
Okay, hold
Sorry.
on.
Let's start over. Yeah, we want to keep playing. I was trying to surprise you. And you
Yeah,
didn't do
that was too quick. I'm sorry. I'll be with it now. All right.
You sure?
Yeah, go anytime.
Hold on. Now I got to get a new word.
All right.
1. 1, 2, 3.
Chewy.
Backpack. What'd you say?
Chewy.
Like
I'm not even.
like the granola bar?
No, we're basically. I'm not gonna drop the F-bomb, but I am about to crap a brick. Right up there,
Oh.
hanging. Do you see Chewbacca?
Yeah,
Chewy?
it's a backpack.
It's a damn backpack.
That's a backpack.
I said Chewy, you said backpack. Chewy backpack. Same thing, right? That's
We're
same thing.
Close, but we got to say the same word.
Dang it. Same,
One.
same, but different.
1, 2, 3.
Star
School.
Wars. What'd you say?
School.
School?
Yeah, backpacks.
Oh,
That
I'm
looks like a
stuck on
backpack my
Chewy.
nephew would have.
Dude, Tasia got me that actually.
That's cool. So you said Star Wars, I said school. Oh, fuck, dude. Where do we go from here? Okay.
Uh-huh.
1, 2, 3.
George
Jedi.
Lucas. How did I not?
I don't know.
Son of a gun.
All right, well, there's only one way to go from here. It might be 2 words, but it's still.
It's together. The way they
no,
write
yeah.
it, it's together. If you're picking up on what I
There's
am
2 ways we
picking
could
up,
go with this
if
one, but I
you
feel-
are picking up on
Yeah.
what I am,
1, 2, 3. The Force. Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Okay.
Woo. That was
These
pretty
aren't
good.
the droids you're looking for.
That was what, 3 rounds we
Yeah.
got there?
That was pretty quick.
That was quick.
Not
like
bad.
you. Right.
Hey, easy,
So I've heard.
quick-minded,
So I've heard.
quick-minded.
I haven't heard that
I
actually.
can't help. You probably have.
I haven't.
I won't go into the one nickname I ever got, but I have a comeback for it, and it only took me 20 years. Not 20. I was probably like 13, 12. So it's been a little, you know.
When you
I was at scout camp, right, and I got dared to streak,
okay.
and I did, and a kid shined his light on me, and I'm streaking out in the field, right, and then, like, it was spot on, you know, like, dead beam. He had a
Mhm.
good eye. Yeah, so everybody saw. It was at dusk, too, and I ran away from the group, and they're like, you gotta flip back and run back now. I was like, you perverts. Like,
Yeah.
fine. And so I did, and yeah, dude, boom, flashlighted me in the morning. I wake up, and they're like, hey, Tic Tac. It's like, we're up at 5,000 feet elevation, and it was 42 degrees out last night. You don't even, like, nah, dude, it was, yeah. But now I have a comeback for it, and it's, you know why your mom's breast, well, not that, but when they go, hey, Tic Tac, I go, yeah, well, that's why your mom's breast smells nice,
There you go.
you know? I worked
There
at
you
a
go.
place, and this kid, he was kind of a bigger set kid one day.
Fat kid.
Yeah, that term to me, like, I don't know. I don't view it as that. Like, I'm like, that's got to be hard. Like, to be real, that's got to be hard carrying around that extra weight in a
Yeah.
sense to
Yeah.
me.
It's not easy.
Everything's hard. Choose your hard, you know. Exercise
Yeah.
is hard. Getting big is hard. But this kid was funny with it. It is. Dude,
Yeah.
I was a little, Josue can vouch, man. I was not how I look today when I was growing up. Like, yeah,
Yeah. All
had a
right.
little punch. Good little punch.
Dude, I'm fat right now.
No, but you're like what is it called where it's all like symmetric or like
Nah, dude.
you are though, dude. Mine was like I had a freaking paunch and then these little twig arms. Like I looked like an alien. If you can think up the green dude alien and he's got that little paunchy gut and skinny limbs,
Yeah.
that was me. But I lost where I was going with that. I spaced.
Everything's hard. There, you knew this kid.
Yes, the kid, dude, his comeback. So one day this kid's like, Lucas, why are you so, like, no, Lucas, you're just a fat piece of shit, you know, like went off on him and he said, you know why I'm so fat? Because every time I have sex with your mom, she gives me a cookie. I was like, oh, and this kid's usually quiet, doesn't say much, always in the books,
Yeah.
you know, kind of you could say he's on the spectrum, like just smart kid, intellect. And yeah, he snapped that day and said that. And
Nice.
the kid never said a darn thing about it again, you know? It was kind of
Yeah.
cool.
That's
It was
funny.
like, yeah, like, I don't know, man.
That's funny. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like in the movies how they always say, like, you just got to pop the bully once and then the bully won't mess with you. I disagree with that. Like, movies portray that the bully picks on the nerd, but really the bully picks on other bullies or the bully picks on, like, buddies that are, or sometimes they will, but I don't know. We've
Yeah.
gone off on that, man, a bit.
Yeah. I mean, I was
I've
bullied.
been bullied.
I
I've
was a
bullied.
bully,
Yeah,
yeah.
dude. It's you gotta be both in order to know, kind of thing. I feel.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. I feel I'm pretty good at it, and it's practice, but not letting things shake my world.
Yeah.
Not at all. Like I do my best, you know. But like,
Yeah.
I love a good buddy of mine, and like when I was married, he was drunk and dancing with my wife a bit, and like. I asked him to be polite because she was getting, you know, kind of like, okay, get him off.
Yeah.
And so I was like, hey. And he was so drunk, you know, he probably doesn't remember. And I wasn't going to kick his ass or be rude or start a fight. I don't know if I would kick his ass. He's a strong dude,
Yeah.
you know. It'd be a pretty fair fight, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like, pretty toe to toe almost. But he's got that farm strength,
Yeah.
like out of nowhere. But
Yeah.
yeah, you know, where it's that practice.
Like to bully?
No, I don't think
no,
he
you're
was
saying
bullying
to
her.
not,
Yeah, to just
to
not
not
be
let things get to you.
affected. Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
and like tying that into if someone who's listening is being bullied at all, like if we have young listeners, like just focus on your world is what I've learned. Like,
Yeah.
there's, you know, this outside world is going to do things, but stand firm is what I learned too in that. Like, I struggle at times myself in not standing firm enough, where
Mm.
like, hey, no, you're crossing a line, man.
Yeah.
You're disrupting the woman I'm married to. She is my partner, and it's now disrupting me.
Yeah.
You know, that's how you gotta view things in a sense. But you don't have to be a dick and kick somebody's butt
Yeah.
because they're doing it. You could just look them in the eyes, stare them, give them the look that you're feeling in a sense without the hate and anger, you know, but give them that firm look like the lion and be like, hey, enough,
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the only word. You don't have to say you're being a douche, you're being this, you're being enough.
Yeah.
And if you're firm in it and send that energy of firm, humble comfort, like love, that's, you know,
Yeah.
to me, people think Jesus is this all loving dude, but if he's real or if, you know, like, I don't know if it's one, but the creator to me, man and woman together, that synergy, the creator, like, they're a parent, they're the best friend, they're the person that's like, I'll give you all this slack in a sense. You have to choose how to operate your life, but they are firm with a
Mm.
swift hand in a sense, man. Like,
Yeah.
if you mess up, the universe is kind of quick at swatting you and letting you know, like, whoop,
Yeah.
you failed, you did the whatever, boom,
Yeah.
keep going. And so I like to think that's what, you know, some people say Jesus, Buddha again. I don't want to offend anybody because it's all our own world, but ran with that from a joke about a fat kid.
Yeah. It wasn't a joke about a fat kid though.
It was
a
a,
joke
yeah,
from a fat kid.
sweet moment of that kid, dude.
From a
He was in a gang.
yeah.
I worked in a place, dude. Yeah, I had to learn how to dodge pins being stabbed at me. Like, that was
Jeez.
part of the training to be hired, and we wore earpieces and had walkies on us, and like,
Nice.
yeah, anytime we'd leave the unit, we called it the unit, and it was like there were 14 boys to one unit, and there were 4 units named after animals. It was kind
Hmm.
of interesting. It was cool, but
Yeah.
yeah, those kids got jail, juvie, or that, and so, you know, they'd go to that, and sometimes from that, if they didn't figure crap out and get their head on straight, they'd go to juvie.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, interesting. I spent 13 hours one day in a room in a little lawn chair, you know, those white lawn chairs.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
what we had in these rooms, right? And I mean, I'd been tackled out of those things, laid out on the ground, kids trying to choke me, like crazy stuff. That happened early on. I gained some trust and rapport.
Yeah.
But I was firm, dude. So I sat in that room for 13 hours because the guidelines to that room was the kid goes in because they were being disruptive in the unit or in class or somewhere that they had to be composed. It's life. In public, I'm not going to be, you know, crazy. So kid comes in, I'm not going to say his name, sits down in the chair 10 feet from me in this room. I've got my clipboard with the timesheet and the tracker on how he's doing and all this. If they move, like a lot, I'm not saying like if they shift or, you know, but if they're like up out of the chair or moving the chair, being a little, you know, shithead in a sense, that's 30 more minutes.
Hmm.
But if they come in quiet, they don't talk to me, they're just silent, that's it, right? But I got to where I was treating it almost like a counsel session. Like these kids would come in that I almost felt like I was mentoring. That's not the label I was given, but I felt that.
Yeah.
And they'd come in and I'd wait, you know, till almost their 30 minutes was up, like 20 minutes or so in, and both of us are quiet. And at that point, I'd be like, what's going on, man?
Hmm.
What was that about? You know, like, why are you in here right now? Basically, asking them the questions, you know? And
Yeah.
dude, it was cool. But yeah, the kid, like, he just kept talking. And I was like, dude, I don't want to be in here as much as you don't. Like, and I know you definitely don't want to be in here. Like, I get to go home, dude. I'll sit in here all day. And then I'm going home to my girlfriend. Like,
Yeah.
see ya. basically is how I talk to these kids. I was like, what are you going to do? Like, are you trying to get out of here too to go to a girlfriend or go to school or do whatever? Like, what are you doing? And like, cause I'd snap, dude, but that's how I'd snap. And yeah, 13 hours. And finally I told him, I was like, shut your mouth. And he's like, what? And I was like, I'm doing you a favor. Shut it, dude. Like, obviously today's not the day that this clicks, but someday it will. And I was like, but let's just get out of this room. Like, this was at 12 hours. And I'm just like, dude, had to pee the whole time. We were short staffed that day because usually you could call somebody in and be like, hey, I need relieved. I'm in this room, 101, whatever.
Yeah.
And somebody out in the courtyard, a shift leader is what they were called, would come in. And yeah, I got moved up to shift leader there too. It was cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Heck
The kids had a riot.
Jeez.
And I had no idea, but one of the kids came up to me and he's like, hey, what day was it you're going to California again? And I was like, oh, this day. And he's like, okay, we'll miss you. I was like, what the hell? I get back and a riot had broke out while I was at Disneyland.
Jeez.
And the kids asked me when I was leaving so they could plan it around me not being there.
Crazy.
Yeah, because they knew that there were certain kids that didn't want me there because I was like, you know, either you'll love me or you'll hate me. And some kids hated me and wanted me. Yeah. It was wild. Cops were called. A couple of staff were shivved. Like, it was...
Dang.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I won't say the name of the place. It was a good job. It was fun.
Yeah.
But
Crazy.
I ran, dude. Sorry. Frickin' A.
No, man. You're good.
What was before where you're at now, like, job-wise? What was one of your favorite up until the one you're at? Like, do you have...
I mean, yeah, Stampin' Up.
Right on.
Between there and where I'm at now, I tried to go sell solar in Las Vegas, and it was good for other reasons.
Yeah, teaching reasons.
Yeah, it was a time that I needed.
Vegas wasn't built on winners. You
Yeah.
know, that's one thing I've learned the hard
I
way.
loved Vegas, actually. I really
did
do.
too.
Like, I really enjoyed living there.
Did you know the Mormons settled it
No.
back in the day? Yeah, that was going to be a part of Utah, the state of Deseret. And the government was like, you guys can't own the whole West Coast.
Yeah.
Like, they wanted, California, Utah, Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico. Like, I think they even were trying to dip down into Mexico. Like, they sent, dude. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, but Vegas. So
Yeah, it was good.
I didn't know you did solar.
Yeah.
How long was that then?
Like 3 months.
Oh, okay.
It was very short.
That's probably enough time though to live in Vegas.
I would have lived there longer.
Really?
Yeah. I just I didn't put in enough time and effort into actually selling solar.
It's a hustle, I feel like.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much. Yeah.
And really, in those kind of companies, I feel it's the top dog that's making the cheddar. Unless you're a really good hustler, then it's equal. But if you're a hustler, you can make big money in Vivint and DoorDash, like different hustle gigs. But
yeah. Well, the company I worked for was Vivint, actually.
Okay, yeah.
It was good. It really was. Like, it was good. And like I said, I could have made pretty good money, but I didn't.
That's what's
take it
interesting
serious.
to me, man, is like me and you are really different but similar, but not at the same time. Like, you make honestly killer amount for the career you're doing, like killer amount.
I get treated pretty
You
good.
do.
Yeah.
And it's like you didn't do a bunch of jobs in between. It was kind of just like boom, 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 and it lined up.
Yeah.
For me, it was like I've worked in malls, I've worked at grocery stores, I've worked at studios with cameras, I've, like just random, but never really like career kind of like. Some people turn those jobs into careers, which is cool, and you can do that. But I don't know. It's weird. I get bored quick, man. You know that. I worked with you for a minute, and you had to wrangle me in all the time. I loved you and Kevin, man. Both of you guys are stellar people, man. So being able to work with you guys was awesome. But I just early mornings, man. I don't got that in me. I don't got that dog. I don't.
It's tough. It is tough.
I mean, you texted me at like 7 this morning. I woke up at 7:30 and saw it and was like, oh.
Oh, but I was still
And
asleep, dude. I was
you text while you sleep? That's
like
impressive.
wake up,
Hell.
text. Like I wasn't about to get out of bed when I texted you.
The only plus to an Android, you want to know the only plus in my mind to Android?
What?
You can schedule your texts. And you can have
Oh, yeah?
multiple texts scheduled. So let's say you have like 10 people the next morning that you got to text. You can do that the night before, go to sleep, sleep in a little later, and send out your message, and then wake up and yeah.
That's cool.
Right? Come
Yeah.
on, Apple.
Yeah, let's go.
Wozniak, whoever's doing it now. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. It's I've had good fortune in the sense of work. Yeah, I call my job a career right now. Like
Oh, it is, absolutely.
it's definitely something I could do for the rest of my life. I don't want to, but I could.
But it's also taught you the skills in order to manage yourself in a sense too. Like I feel before I moved back to Kanab, the job I worked kind of set me up with a different mindset than any job I'd ever had. Like not the old guy. I can't say that because, well, he is older than I am and he's a very wise man, is what I mean by the old guy. And I don't want to throw out names, but he's a big figure in Hurricane, in the country actually. Like he's known around the world, I bet.
Yeah.
Super cool guy. But not like, when you meet him, he is the most polite, cordial lion is the only way I can say it. Like, and just watching him operate, being able to go on long drives to the warehouse in Vegas with him was like some of the best moments I've had in, kind of a relationship with a mentor, like business wise.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude owns 3 jets.
That's crazy.
3.
Yeah.
Like,
Nice.
he's,
Why do you need 3?
well,
He charters them out?
Well, no, it's business if you think about it. And maybe, I don't know if he does rent them
So that's
out.
what
but
like a lot of like before people buy their own jet, like they will just rent other people's jets,
absolutely.
Private jets.
Which, I mean, that's pretty lucrative, I'd imagine. And
I bet, yeah.
yeah,
Kind of like Uber or kind of like Toro. Have you ever used the app Toro?
I don't like Toro, but you want to know why? I didn't have insurance at the time that I was doing it, and they didn't even inform me, so I paid beforehand, and then like the day of, I was like, wait, my insurance lapsed. Like, I don't have insurance. I got to get it. And the guy's like, well, get it today. And I wasn't able. The policy didn't go through, and so, yeah. And I didn't get refunded.
Damn.
160. He didn't keep the money. Toro kept my money. Have you ever tried to call Toro?
Mm-mm.
See, that's how I base it on a company, dude.
Yeah, if you can't call them, yeah, it's
If you
tough.
call them and they don't speak English, like, then it's like, what the, like, I don't know. Everybody needs a job. I get that, but I think there's got to be, yeah. I don't know. Or, yeah. They know English. I'm not being racist. They do, dude, but they want to get you in these freaking business agreements in a sense. Like,
Yeah.
but in what way do we owe you money? But in what way,
Yeah. I thought I was gonna have to eventually call Cash App.
For Toro or what?
No, just
Oh,
for
because
something
Cash
they
App
screwed
was
up. Yeah.
miscorrecting stuff?
Yeah, they screwed
Dude.
up. Yeah. But it got corrected, so I did try to find out how to call Cash App. It's pretty hard.
Most
Not hard.
time.
Like you can call them, but
Well, it's probably like
they're like the
calling
best
the
way to
IRS.
contact
You gotta
us
go
is-
through all this different.
yeah.
Like,
That makes sense though.
dude, during COVID, I did unemployment. I won't lie. I'd never done it, and I was just like, screw it. And
Yeah.
that, I don't get, like, people put enough time into collecting unemployment that they could have built their own business at that point, man.
Yeah.
Like, trying to contact, going into the workforce place, getting written things, like clocking when you work, when you don't. It was a tedious task that
Yeah.
it didn't seem worth it. Like, I was like, okay, yeah, I got this big check, but like I could have made that in the 4 months that I waited on this big check
Yeah.
and could have made more than this check. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's a funny systems.
Yeah.
Words again? You in another
Let's
round,
do it.
or what
Yeah.
are you thinking?
Let's do it.
All right. You got it?
You count us down.
1, 2, 3, bag.
Plant.
Okay.
Plant and bag, huh?
All right.
Okay, easy. What plants come in bags, bro? Come on. 1, 2, 3. Weed.
Oregano. No, I'm kidding. I was going to say
Bastard,
that.
I know.
I was. I just, yeah.
That would have been our quickest one. I
It
did
would
cheat,
have,
but
yeah, but that would have been quick.
I think we got that one. We need to start over.
All right, all right.
Let's go. I'm ready.
Hit it.
1, 2, 3. Wood.
Damn,
You didn't
I
even
held
say
my mug up. My word didn't come out, but I was like mug in my brain. I'm like
All right, so
mug.
mug and wood.
Mug and wood. Muggy wood.
1, 2, 3. Vikings.
I was gonna say whiskey.
You twice. You
I
haven't
know.
said a word.
Sorry. What year is it? All right.
Viking and whiskey. All right. 1. Are you ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Irish. Hey!
Boom.
That wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't.
Wow.
For somebody who didn't say a word the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, I know.
Jeez.
I just had to, we were syncing that whole time. I didn't say the words because I was over here like syncing my watch to yours. We might start our periods at the same time.
Dude, that would be nice.
Dude, that is interesting to me though, like in itself, actually.
Cycle syncing up.
Yeah, just how like the body is, like for male or female, it's kind of like, what the?
Crazy, dude. So I had this thought today in the shower of
Whoa.
bringing up how different female and male bodies are. More specifically, how fucking stupid females' bodies are. Hear me out. Hear me out.
I'm already disagree. I'm like, their center of gravity is in their hips. Like they're what bring us in. Like,
They're amazing, yes. But hear me out. So,
are you saying because they have to spend more on underwear and tampons and hygiene and like
no, I'm saying their skin. Listen.
their skin?
Listen.
Skin.
Yes. So, I have my heating pad. When I use a heating pad, I have it on low. And it gets hot. Like
You
I have
use
to
a
take
heating
it off.
pad? Like
Yeah.
for sore muscle though,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Not because you're cold at night.
No, sometimes
Okay.
because I'm cold at night. But
Oh, dang.
um,
I pushed through that.
yeah. Well, you're cool. I'm not.
Nah.
No.
I'm not. I am cool, but not because
You're
I'm
cold,
cool.
yeah.
I'm cold. My
No,
house
so-
is at 60.
Yeah, we keep ours pretty cold.
Yeah.
But so I have mine on low. Sydney will, when she uses hers, usually when she's on her period, she has it on her stomach. She turns that bitch on high.
Yeah.
I can't even touch it.
Yeah.
So
That is
and
true.
then like, if I get in the shower with her, I'm like, oh my god, this is way too hot.
You're gonna boil.
But you like touch her, and she bruises. And like I don't bruise that easy. Like, it's just.
I don't know though.
It doesn't make sense.
I do
like,
get that. I do. I'm kind of
like
picking
I
up
can
what
have
you're-
I can
unless
have this
women
scalding hot
What
thing
if-
on my skin,
hey,
but you can't touch
play
me.
off, right?
Yeah.
Because I do agree, majority of women bruise easily and they're always cold.
And they have
Always cold.
the hottest showers.
They've got to have warmth, dude. Like my ex, dude, she would sleep with a heated blanket, a minky, and then our blanket. And I'm like,
Jeez.
I'm sweating next to you. Like,
Yeah.
I'd wake up and have a body print from me, dude, because I'm radiating heat. And what
Yeah.
if women, though, because majority of women, like we're talking right now, are cold, bruise easy.
Yeah.
They say anemia, right?
No, I think
Is-
that they are
but
because they
what
lose
if-
a lot of blood.
They lose a lot of blood and then they aren't intaking the correct vitamins and minerals that will rejuvenate their flow. And what if that's something this is deep conspiracy talk, but what if that's something that's going on that's then, if our minerals and our vitamins are low, then we live in our lowest energy in a sense. So the path number thing we spoke in previous episodes, you have two positives, one negative. If you're not taking care of your vitamins and minerals in your body in a sense and keeping up on that, it'll naturally go to the negative because it's now flowing off of that, right?
Okay.
What if that's what's going on right now? Like why there's this big movement of hating men. Dude, I even am on that boat a little, and I'm getting off that boat and on my own boat because I grew up with all sisters until I met my brother, you know?
Yeah.
And so, and I am a man. I know what I am capable of, and there are even moments that
I don't think it's
disagree
that they're
with me,
hating men. I think it's like there's a voice
we've
being
got to do
brought
both.
to the world that is showing like there is some messed up
Toxic
stuff
masculinity
that
and a lot of,
males do, and
I agree.
it sucks. Like we don't need to get on that because I don't. The only reason
Well,
is because I don't know that I know enough about the topic.
Yeah,
but I
that's
do
true.
know that like I think anybody that disagrees with something to that point that they need to talk about it.
Yeah,
Like
that's true.
let it come.
But the mineral thing, it could be. They lose a lot of blood. I didn't even think about
So you're
that.
saying the men are like holding back the minerals for the women?
Well, oh yeah, that
Is
could
that
be
where
a
you're
time.
going?
No, I'm meaning more that
Big
like
pharma's ran by men.
omega 3s and like those kind of things. I won't go as far as big pharma, you know, but who knows?
Yeah.
I haven't done the research in a sense. That was just a theory that
Well,
popped
it's
into my
interesting you
brain.
bring up anemia because uh, Friday, was it Friday? No, Thursday night. Like I get bloody noses, I would say pretty frequently, and probably should at least go get it checked out. But I'm pretty stubborn.
When you get
But
them, do you get all lightheaded?
so this last one, it rocked me. Like it gushed so much so fast, and I got really lightheaded, and then my muscles, like sometimes my muscles get like pretty fatigued after, but this one, like, yeah, they were
You felt this
like,
one.
I was like, oh my gosh, like
How much water do you intake?
I drink quite a bit.
Do you?
I don't know how much, but I
Dude,
drink.
I mean,
Yeah,
one of
I
these
don't
a
know that I
day,
would drink.
bro.
I don't know.
Like, I force it. I do, and that might even be too much, but I used
But
to get bloody noses all the time too, and like
but
to the point I
the
pass out.
the point is I finally Googled it. You know, I was like,
Ah, don't you Googled?
just hold on, just hold on.
Ah,
And you know,
you have cancer. You have 3 days.
the first
Google's
thing that
so
comes
big.
up is anemia. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, what's anemia? And then there was a cause that I've always felt
Did
like
you look up the Louise Hayes Heal Your Body cause yet?
I haven't yet. But
I
I've always felt like I have some intestinal things going on, and it turns out that
correlates
lead
with
to
anemia.
anemia.
Ah.
And then, but the moral of the story, the whole reason I even bring this up is I was like, I bet. Oh, because the other reason is, remember, so when we went to Austin's last week, I slipped and fell. It wasn't until the night of my bloody nose that I like looked at my ass in the mirror, and I have a massive bruise. But I didn't know where it came from, and so I was like freaking out.
Sydney.
I'm like, oh my gosh, like I've
Yeah.
got problems. I've got blood clots. Like I was just like,
No, don't
but
spiral.
but then when I remembered how I slipped and fell, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
But I was like, I never really bruised that easy. So maybe I am just becoming more anemic. And then it made me think about women and how, like, Sydney will just wake up with random bruises. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I wonder if it's
Dude,
close to, like, her period.
Order some omega 3s. Order omega 3, 6, and 9. I'm serious. 3, 6, and 9
3,
again.
6, 9,
dude,
dude.
serious. And those omegas, dude, like,
Yeah.
that's what I think a lot of people's body is lacking. It boosts testosterone, it boosts estrogen, it like correlates with male and female. It helps women's hair and skin and nails, like, yeah, dude, it's pretty cool stuff. Really quick, I'm stepping off camera, but I'm still here on mic. Are you open to seeing what anemia is and heal your body, dude?
Or bloody nose.
Yeah, I got a first edition of this book.
Hell yeah.
Oh, it might be in, nope, it's right there on top, baby.
It's that little?
Yeah, this is
Free plug.
Free plug.
Nobody,
She's no longer. She passed on, but her
we're
words
not even
still
big
go.
enough for it to matter.
Nah.
Someday though. Someday.
We are. We are.
We are. We already are.
It's funny you say anemia, because you want to know what I actually have is what's called a rare anemia. I don't have that. I was told that actually by doctors, and like it runs in my family, but I have an oversupply of iron. So like as a kid, I used to have to go and have blood drawn, and then they would like pull the iron out of my blood and then put just the plasma stuff back in. And yeah.
Well, so if I'm gonna guess, let me just, because I've been doing pretty good at like when I think about what it could be.
Oh, you're thinking for
yeah.
anemia. All right, I'm still finding it.
So anemia is not enough red blood cells which carry oxygen. So could mean feeling. This is gonna get a little weird, but is there? Have you found something on there? Okay.
I found it.
Could mean that some type of suffocation, in a sense of like not. Okay, hold on.
You're kind of off.
Am I?
Yeah. But I do agree. I'd think that because red blood cells, but
Is like
I don't know where
oxygen.
she got this from.
Okay,
but
hold on. And it's specifically anemia?
yeah, anemia.
All right, hold on. Let me think. So, okay. There's some unresolved trauma. Am I off again?
Off.
All right, let's hear it.
All right, anemia and heal your body. Yes, but attitude. Lack of joy, fear of life, feeling not good enough. The flip side to that, so the new thought pattern, the problem cause was that. The new thought pattern is, it is safe for me to experience joy in every area of my life. I love life.
Okay.
Which, I don't know, that could go deep. Like maybe not even on, like we talked, suppressed, repressed, and then escape. That could be in the repressed area of like, sometimes I don't like hearing what she has, man. Sometimes I'm like, that's not even what because I'm like, that's not what it is. But then I do the new thought pattern, even if I don't agree necessarily with the problem cause or probable cause. That is what usually like helps me alleviate it. It's like,
well, I think where it's right is like I talked last episode about like if you were to tell me, man, just quit your job, move to Florida, I will say, yeah, but every time that's my response is, yeah, but I really like what I'm doing at work. Yeah, but I'm not quite ready, you know?
Yeah. Dude, actually, so I went further in, right? And I got to B. So blood problems, right?
Yeah.
Lack of joy, again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lack of circulation of ideas. So lack of air, in a sense, lack of circulation. You were on, actually. You were, because blood ties into anemia, because anemia is the...
Yeah.
And then blood, just blood, not problems, represents joy in the body flowing freely. Bleeding, joy running out, anger, but where? And then the new thought pattern is, I am the joy of life expressing and receiving in perfect rhythm. I am the joy of life expressing and receiving. Joyous new ideas are circulating freely within me. Or I am joyous new ideas that circulate freely.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what was really interesting about this bloody nose that I got is I kind of started to feel it. And so Sydney had got me these little nose tampon things.
Oh, nice.
And so you know how close my kitchen table is and my bathroom. Like, it's not a big house.
No, but that's still a little bit of distance if you
Little
got a
bit.
gusher going.
So, well, it hadn't gushed yet. Got there. I need 2 of them to put in my nose because one is just too small. Put 2 in, went back, sat down, and I was writing actually the first chapter of the book that I decided to write. Wrote like 3 lines, and by that time it had soaked up through the 2 tampons and dripped onto my notebook.
Holy dude.
But what's interesting is I feel like I was like circulating new ideas at that point, but I was having this bloody nose. Maybe it was just a reminder or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
That like, hey, this is good. Keep doing this. But I couldn't because by that time, man, I was just like woozy.
Or
and,
it
like,
could be something trying to hold you back from the joy, maybe too.
yeah,
It could be a flip, you know,
yeah.
like distraction, get the bloody nose so you don't write.
Well, and
But
and that day, earlier that day is when I was able to use the well metaphor at work, and came home and was like telling Sydney about it, and she was awesome, man. She's like, see, you just have these instincts. Like, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Because it was total like on a whim to try this or to try that metaphor with somebody.
yeah,
And so maybe it was a reminder of this is the you. Like, this
yeah,
is you. Don't go back.
yeah,
Which I'm, you know.
dude. Speaking of going back really quick, we
Yeah.
ran on vitamins and anemia, but with the masculine feminine thing, dude, that I feel is occurring,
So
I
that was the
think,
other big thought I had this week, by the way, when you asked me last
yeah,
episode.
like how
But
weird our bodies, our minds, our beings are, but how similar we're still at one with each other. But we lose sight of that, I think, because over the course of some period, the idea of masculine was like strong, not crying, just the provider, the,
yeah,
hunter, gatherer, all the mix. Where now I think it's more like being a true masculine guy is taking care of your world, doing your thing, working on yourself in a sense and what you're trying to manifest while having a woman there as well and providing for her needs in a sense, like the nurturing and the,
yeah.
you know, it's just kind of putting down the strong facade for certain people though. You don't always have to be vulnerable and put the facade down, but like to the wife and kids, yeah, drop the ego a bit and,
Yeah.
be goofy.
Well, that's like we are um so if we just think about as a kid, what parent did we crave the attention from the most? And so for me, I did crave my dad's attention, but he was gone. Like, he drove truck, so he was gone a lot of time during the week. And so I was around my mom the most. And
Yeah.
so even though I wanted my dad's attention the most, I got my mom's attention the most. And the way I would get her attention was through more of a feminine behavior. So
Yeah.
crying, being emotional. And when I would see her, like, if if we were to have a phone call today and we would be hanging up and she would go to say I love you, son, like, immediately she would start to cry. That's
Yeah.
just who she is.
Yeah.
And so that's what I learned.
Yeah.
And then when my dad was around more, when he wasn't driving truck, he had a more local job. I learned from him how to not show emotion. It was something I admired in him. He didn't like
Nothing
he didn't
shook
like
him.
shun me for when I
Yeah.
showed emotion. There was one time, but it's whatever, you know. But he didn't show emotion. Like, the only time I ever saw him cry was the first time he and my mom were about to get divorced and we were leaving. He cried. And then the second time, actually I saw him cry 3 times. The second time was when his older brother killed himself. And then the third time was when my mom and dad got divorced. 3 times my whole life I ever saw him cry. And so I learned that. Like, I admired it for
Yeah.
some reason. I did. Like, I really
Well, it
admired
was
it.
almost programmed that it was strength.
Looked up to him, yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's what we learn. And so now in our adult life, that's how we've learned to be recognized, to be significant, is whatever it was. So if it was feminine or masculine, and it wasn't even just like, it's just, okay, what parent did you seek the attention from the most?
Yeah.
And what ways did you get it? So like, there could be a girl who sought the attention of the father the most, and the ways to get it was through playing sports, being tough, being one of the boys.
Yeah.
And so they grow up, they're tough, they're one of the boys, they're independent. Not to say that's bad.
No.
That's just some of the traits
yeah,
that come from
that's true.
from that. And same with a boy admiring the mom
Yeah.
and getting it that way. And then, that plays into our relationships, like
Yeah.
what type of partner we're looking for. Is it a masculine or a feminine energy that we're craving? Like it's pretty deep. There's a lot of psychology to it, but yeah. Anyway.
I dig that, man. You brought up the mom thing and her saying "I love you, son," and that instantly brought up this book that, dude, anytime I read, it's a kid's book, cartoon book.
Yeah.
But it's I think the phrase in it is, "I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be." And even saying it, I'm like, because it's a story, man. It's life. And I don't know. It's a book my mom, I don't even know where she got it, but she'd read it. And as a kid, I'd get all teared up like, oh, because it's about his mom rocking him to sleep, saying that phrase. And then it's her old, and he goes and holds her and says it. And it's like, whew.
Wow.
Like that's the,
Yeah.
that cycle. But that book gets me, man. And it's, every parent should have that, I feel.
What's it called?
I swear it's "I'll love you forever" or "I'll like you for all." Something. Maybe "my baby you'll be" or something like that.
See, there's something, and I'm pretty sure my mom's okay with me sharing this story, but because I'm pretty sure I've been pretty open to her about it. But so I'm a mama's boy. Like I've got my mom heart tattooed on my shoulder. Like
I thought that's because you were tough.
Yeah. That's it.
That's why.
But when her and my dad were officially going through their divorce, they went through a separation at one point earlier. But she was, before my dad took his life, she was actually the first. Call it an attempt. I don't think she really wanted to take her own life, but I also don't think that the way she went about it was something that you could think, I'm gonna live through this. Like she had taken some pills and drinking, and luckily survived. Like luckily her best friend at the time had this bad feeling and sent my brother over. My brother, if I remember correctly, maybe he had a key. I can't remember, but like went and found her unconscious. Anyways.
Jeez.
So she got life flighted, and I just remember like walking in and seeing her in the hospital bed and getting so angry. It was so weird.
At
like
her
like
or
relieved
the situation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was relieved that she was alive, but I was angry. And I've done a lot of work to get like through that and understanding that, but I think there's still just that little piece that I just like, I don't know what it was, and maybe it is just more guilt on my end. Maybe that's what I need to do some work on, is like the guilt that I feel from being angry about it. I don't know, but like, so
it could be though too that like as a man, our mom is our first love, in a sense. Like she's the person who brought us here and nurtured us. And then in life we find a new woman, in a sense, to be that.
Yeah.
And so it could be that where you were like, you were going to leave me? Like,
yeah.
You brought me here, mother, like, what the hell?
Well, that's really what started, like, maybe not started, but when I look back to my fear of being enough, which leads to my fear of not being loved, like that's one of the moments is be like before that it was, some girlfriends, some relationships in high school that, I had one that I would say was the first person I fell in love with. And that it didn't work out, and so I got all, you know, high school boy.
Nah, but I get, dude, it's weird how they say it, but I have like 3 women in my life that have stuck out.
Yeah.
3. My body count, I won't get into,
Yeah.
but 3 have stuck out.
Yeah.
And those were like the pivotal ones in a sense. Like,
Yeah.
the first showed me what love was. The second showed me how to work through, in a sense, like just like loss and different things. And then the third showed me that, always check yourself. Like,
Yeah.
I got comfy in my third one, dude. The most recent. I got comfy.
Yeah.
And that led to kind of the crumbling.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing the work.
Yeah.
And that sometimes happens. And in a relationship, you can either grow together and, you're never the person that person fell in love with.
No.
Like we said on the last episode with Austin, you're killing versions of yourself to have new ones reborn. So in a marriage or a relationship, you have to be willing to fall in love and choose love on a daily for that person.
Keep falling in love, yeah.
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 And if
and unfortunately there are, you hear stories of like
certain
parents losing children, or
Yeah,
or even
that
even
is-
just one of them losing a parent, and that changes that person so much that they, like, the other just can't love them enough to. I don't even mean to say enough.
No, I know
it drives them apart.
But it's
like,
yeah, exact. It's
like there's things that happen that really do, like, yes, we're constantly changing, constantly
yeah,
moving, we're flowing, and so yeah, every day you got to re-fall in love.
absolutely.
In a sense.
And be patient though too, and
Yeah.
focus on your world, because yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I think my biggest fall and fault in my past relationships and just being is that I'll get like frustrated almost at things.
Yeah.
And it's like, why did I even that didn't even matter.
Yeah.
But I get so hung up because it's that growth where every person is at a different point than one another. And
That's the challenge of relationships, really.
It is,
at
man.
the core is
Like,
like
just
we're at different places.
and loving for that, and not trying to. I was trying to fix and preach and teach and not live.
Yeah.
And that's where you don't want to get.
Yeah.
In a sense, like.
Yeah.
I like that phrase, man. I've said it before on here, but what you do speaks so loudly, I cannot hear what you say.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where I'm trying to get to. It's like, okay,
For sure, yeah.
my actions, me, not just, it's one thing to say all this cool stuff, but it's another when you actually implement this cool stuff. And I'm getting back to implementing it. And I thank you, man, for honestly reaching out to do this podcast, and now to what it's unfolded into. I mean, I'm getting back in and doing the work, and it's been a long time coming. And so it's like that song, Change Is Gonna Come. I love that song.
Yeah.
I think it's Sam Cooke. No, can't remember.
Low battery, but we're all right.
Are we still recording?
Yeah, it's still
Oh,
going.
it's still rolling.
We're an hour in. Let's
wrap it maybe?
Yeah,
Get this
so
baby charging. And
so just real quick though, just because I was
you were on
talking
something.
about my fears of
Keep it rolling.
Being enough, being loved. So first girlfriend, it played out how it played out, and then had another relationship that didn't work out for reasons that felt out of my control. Like it sucked. And it was during that point when my mom had this first attempt, and it really, like, it hit hard. It was like, damn, like, why am I not enough? And then so to really, like, in my mind, to be enough, was I was living in St. George at that time. So I moved back home to be with my mom because I was like, if I'm around her every day, it'll remind her, remind her how important I am. Like I took I took her depression and made it about me, which I think we do
I
in
think
our
so. Like naturally,
yeah.
we all want to fix the people we love.
Well, and it's like
It's like I am the cog in this, so I need to fix
I'm
this.
important enough for you not to be depressed. Like
Yeah.
that's not the
How
case.
funny is it though?
Yeah.
Everybody does that,
Oh
man.
yeah. And so and then just fast forward to when my dad took his life. It was another one of those moments that was like, man, I'm not enough. And then from that, like that night, had the word life come to mind, leading and fighting evil, and
Yeah.
had this big idea. And my right hand man, so to say, and it was my cousin Tyson. He was like, we were gonna do this together, this life business. And then he went and took his life, and that was an interesting one because it was a moment where I felt like a leader, like specifically like the idea came from my mouth. The idea of what it could be, will be, was me. Like I was coming up with these ideas, and Tyson was there to like support and like, yes, let's do it, let's do it. And so it was like my first experience of what leadership is
Yeah.
at that level. And then to have him take his life, like I was like, F this.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that
Do you know
anymore.
what drove him to it?
That's
It's a whole nother story.
Yeah, that's a
I
long
didn't
story.
know, dude. Talking today, I did not know how many people around you like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean,
well, it all started with I was in fourth grade, and one of my best friends before we moved as a family to St. George, and one of my best friends was a year older than me. So I was in fourth grade, he was in fifth, and he took his life.
in fifth grade.
Yeah, yeah. And then
That was before the internet was even really big. That was like MySpace was a thing then, probably.
No,
Maybe even not that. It was
no.
probably like SMS message on the computer, like
If that.
if that. Yeah, like
Yeah. No, it was yeah,
that's
very very interesting. And then my dad's brother, um, which his name's actually Brigham, so Brigham Young,
hey.
but took his life. Then my mom attempted.
Yeah.
My brothers had a couple scares. Um, and then, yeah, after my dad, my cousin, who was my best friend, like I said, man, we were going to build this
I know how
business
cousins
together.
are, man. That's me and Jackson, dude. Like
Yeah.
brothers.
Yeah.
It's like
It's hard to
same
call
with,
him. It's like he's my cousin, but he's like my brother.
you grew up
but
with
he's my best friend. Like,
yeah.
And then I was coaching high school basketball, and kid that was a junior going to be a senior took his life. And he was
Just
also
down in Fredonia?
yeah, yeah. He was also a family friend, like I'd known him since he was a little kid. Yeah, and then my other cousin, Damien.
Yeah, I knew. Yeah.
Yeah, there's yeah, man, quite a few, and not
Wild.
long apart either. It was
No,
like pretty like
yeah.
yeah. But so
I
then like
liked what Austin said though on the last episode about
little
these suicide things.
courage,
Yeah,
sign
well,
of courage, sign of
yeah, a sign of
bravery,
hope, like a sign
hope,
of
yeah.
courage completely that like things will get better,
Yeah,
and it's yeah.
yeah.
You were going though with
Well,
your
and so that like what tipped it off. So all of these suicides, we process things how we process, and one of the beliefs that I really developed, started to strongly believe, was that I was incapable of being loved, and that led to feeling lonely, abandonment, like anybody that I love wants to leave. And
yeah.
I realized when I was still married, I realized that I was depressed, and it took a lot to like announce that, and I remember announcing it to my wife at the time, and she was so good at helping me and being there, and all the time, all the while, like I had her family that I could have felt love from. I did at times, like for sure, like that came off wrong. Like I felt love, but
No, I know what you
I
mean.
was so like
Shut out
just,
to it.
hey, just I appreciate it, but just do it from a distance. Like don't get too
Yeah.
close to me. I'm like this poisonous person. Like if you get
Poison
too
ivy.
close, you're gonna die. You know,
I
like
think that's X-Men. Roan, I can't remember. If she touches you, it'll start to kill you. Like, you
dude,
got
I really like even to the point where this is gonna get a little vulnerable TMI, but like feeling like I would make girls sick. Like, yeah, I it was bad, man. Like it was bad. And so
that's heavy on you.
so when my ex asked me for a divorce, it was just like, yeah. And I was pretty good for the first little while, but then I just remember driving home. Actually, and it's not surprising now, but it was surprising at the time. I just got done at a suicide survivors group meeting. I think the first and only one we've ever had in Kanab, and it was so good. It felt so good, and I was driving home, and then all of a sudden it was just like just came crashing down.
Boom.
And I like pulled off into the weeds, was just like I couldn't see, like I was just bawling.
Yeah.
And then when I could start to see and like the tears stop flowing, like I was like, okay, I'm gonna go kill myself. Like I need to die. Like this is it. I'm done. I can't feel this way anymore.
After you went to a prevention.
Yeah.
After you.
A
Oh
support
my
group.
hell.
Yeah. And honestly, if I really dig deep, like it
Had
was
you
a
not have-
significant driven. I mean, we could get into this, but like it really, like there was this piece of me that is like people will miss me,
Yeah.
and I kind of wanted that.
Yeah.
Because at the point, remember, I
That
felt so
significance.
abandoned.
Yeah.
I felt so unloved. I
Yeah.
felt so, and so it was like,
It's like people speaking at your funeral kind
It
of
wa-
thing.
it was
what
like-
we were talking, yeah.
like at least people will love me then. Because I know how I feel about the ones that have taken their life.
Yeah.
And so luckily, and I actually hadn't made that connection till just now, like that there was that little bit of like, yeah, that's it. That's crazy. This talk was meant for me to hear that come out of my mouth.
Hey.
But yeah, that's when I rediscovered the 6 human needs and started to realize like, okay. Anyway, yeah. But seeing my
cool,
mom
man.
in the hospital was one of those pinnacle moments for that belief. Not because of her, it was what I chose to believe
Yeah.
about seeing her that pissed me off.
Yeah.
And it was so significant driven. And that's where we've talked before, you know. Now I believe now, Mom, I don't want to see you in the hospital. So
Yeah. Yeah.
but if I were now, it would be all love.
Absolutely.
Like there wouldn't be that piece of me that would be so mad.
Yeah.
It would just be like, yeah, I love you so
Yeah.
much. Like
I still think, like, I don't know, I'm a weird thinker with it. That piece might try to show up at first, and then you
Possibly,
go, hey,
yeah.
sorry, man, there's so much love right now that
Yeah.
your voice isn't being heard.
it's not
And
it's
like,
not me, it's
yeah.
her. I gotta focus on her.
Exact.
Like yeah.
That's,
Anyway, yeah.
That's wild, man. That's,
Yeah, and there, you know, obviously there's more little vines to that, like,
Yeah.
but
I mean,
at the core of
that's-
it, that, you know, that's the thing about it is like, we go through these experiences in life, and it's all about thoughts drive beliefs, beliefs drive behaviors, behaviors drive outcomes, man. And,
Yeah.
yeah,
We're all here together, man. That's what, like, yeah.
we're all here to be at one.
Serious. And if you ever get an inkling to reach out to somebody, I say do, you know, like we kind of did with each other at first, like reached out, you were like, hey, you want to do this? I was
Yeah.
like, let's do it. And then from that, we reached out to Austin, and it was like we said in the past episode, it's funny how just following that discernment, that flow that we're all in, helps us be at one with ourselves and each other in this space. And it's
Yeah.
like, it always just comes back to being at one with you, so then you can be at one with each other.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's
Yeah.
a flow.
It is.
We got that charger emblem back up. Is it
Yeah,
still recording
still
though
recording.
too? Oh, we're still rolling. Well,
5%. We better wrap it
yeah,
up.
we better wrap it and charge it, but
Yeah.
we'll be back. What do you want to leave them with?
I think that was a good end.
I do too,
Really,
man.
just, yeah, be at
I'm ready
one
to
and be
dive
fun.
into the next episode and
Me too.
get talking on what we just talked, man.
I agree. Let's
All
do
right,
it.
guys, we'll catch you later.
All right. Peace out.